my officer was going to die. I saw him personally. He has injuries to his face. There was blood in his face. So my officer did what he was trained to do. He defended himself and then stopped the threat.
He did not pistol whip nobody. It all happened so fast. Whatever injuries that man have, it did not come from Elijah. They were already so many feet away from each other.
All right, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And yet we have another shooting of a black man. Family and friends say he was unarmed. Police, as you heard, saying that he was armed. This happened in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am going to play you an entire news video about the situation. And you guys tell me if you can pick out the holes in this story as police try to create the narrative that this officer was attacked by a young black man after a minor traffic accident. And this video is fair use for literary and commentary purposes only. Just watch.
Our crash leads to an off-duty Milwaukee police officer killing a man in a shootout. News Chopper 12 giving us these exclusive images above the scene. The deadly confrontation happened just before 8:30 this morning, right near 49th and Mill Road. 12 News has live team coverage for you tonight, kicking things off with James Stratton.
Deanna, good evening. That police scene now clear almost a workday later. Police say that crash, altercation, and then shooting all happened right here near 48th and Mill Road. News Chopper 12 shows the aftermath of a violent Thursday morning near 48th and Mill Road. The police chief says an off-duty officer got into a minor crash with another driver. The two pulled over, and that's when Chief Jeffrey Norman says the driver pistol whipped that off-duty officer and both exchanged gunfire. You can see a tarp covering a body in front of a black car and two sets of evidence markers on either side of that vehicle.
During the time when the officer who was off duty was assessing the situation, he was struck in the mouth, and that's when there had gunfire exchange between the two of them.
Family says the gunfire from the off-duty officer killed 26-year-old Elijah Wilks. The officer has been identified as a 40-year-old, 21 years of experience, and is now on administrative duty. Sources say the officer worked at the nearby police training academy.
This was a moment where they were just looking at a minor vehicle accident. And this is a story that happens too often in our community here. How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation? Unacceptable.
Norman says the officer fired his service weapon. You recovered a gun on scene?
There was a firearm recovered. There was a gun, yes.
Wilk's friend told 12 News they are not aware of him having a gun. Chief Norman telling reporters there is video of the altercation. You mentioned video. The officer, I believe, was in plainclothes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
He didn't have a body camera on. What video do you have?
We have video.
Surveillance?
It'll be released according to the investigative procedures that we have there. But there is video, very clear video of this incident.
Late this afternoon, police detectives pulled a bullet from a nearby neighbor's wall.
And then all of a sudden, we noticed there was a hole in the wall. And then we looked out. Then we looked and noticed that the window frame was busted.
That neighbor, who did not want to be identified, says officers pulled a 10-millimeter bullet from the wall. MPD confirms today they do not have any 10-millimeter service weapons on staff.
It was definitely a momentary pause between one gunshot and the return gunshots.
So you believe there were two separate guns?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
James, we do know the officer was taken to the hospital. The police union says he has facial injuries. Did the chief say when police will be releasing that video?
We asked him, Deanna, if he release it sooner. It was rather tense out here this morning directly after that shooting happened. Asked if it would be released sooner because of the tense situations. He says it will be released per policy, which according to city policy is 15 days for the public to see it and 48 hours for the family. And that countdown is on. James Stratton reporting live for us in Milwaukee.
All right, and so let's pack what you heard real quick before I show you the next video. Now, the gentleman who called me about this said that Elijah had rear-ended the off-duty officer. And I'm going to show you the picture of this off-duty officer since they're hiding him. And this was actually at the scene. You see that fat, out of shape, round ball officer on the right. That is the officer who said that this young man got out of his car and just wantonly attacked him after a traffic stop. Now, you're going to hear the chief fail to say who fired first, but they're saying Elijah just walked up on this off-duty officer and started pistol whipping him after the accident. Then you're going to hear the chief say, well, there was some gunfire. And then the guy's going to ask him who fired first. And then he's going to say, well, he's going to be very vague with that description. But as you're going to hear the young lady say that she was on FaceTime with Elijah the whole while, and there was no direct contact between the two. Like he didn't get close enough to physically hurt this officer. And keep in mind, this is after the shooting. Does that look like the officer has any facial injuries? So that is the part of this cover-up which they are trying to say happened. Just watch this next video, which is going to give some more insight on the situation. Again, this video is fair use for literary and commentary purposes only.
A lot of questions tonight after Milwaukee police say an off-duty officer shot and killed an armed man after a crash and shootout.
We know there's video of the incident. Chief Jeffrey Norman confirmed that. We don't know where it comes from and what it shows. Stephanie Quirk is here in studio. I know you've been digging into this, Steph.
Yeah, Ben, Kim, this happened on Mill Road between 47th and 49th. Now, that's a residential area with homes and some businesses nearby, like a bowling alley and a daycare. I actually spent the afternoon going door to door looking for people who may have seen what happened or caught it on video. I didn't find that, but I did talk to one man who says bullets hit his home.
Why did you kill him? Why did you shoot him?
Questions.
How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation?
Remain unanswered Thursday night after Milwaukee police say an early morning fender bender involving one of their own ended in gunfire.
At approximately 8:25 a.m., an off-duty Milwaukee police officer was involved in a minor vehicle accident.
Police say an off-duty officer was headed to work when a 26-year-old man rear-ended his car on Mill Road near 49th. They say both men got out and things escalated.
That subject proceeded to strike the off-duty officer in the face with his firearm.
They say the men exchanged gunfire. Fox 6 spoke to one neighbor who didn't want to go on camera, but says he heard the shots and then discovered a bullet went through his home. Police say the 26-year-old was shot and died at the scene. Family identified him as Elijah Wilks.
There is a lot of stuff going on in social media right now.
Some family and neighbors say police's description of what happened doesn't tell the full story.
Not the truth at all. It's not the truth at all.
Police say they have it all on camera.
There was shots exchanged between both parties. There is video, very clear video of this incident.
Now, the officer in this case is a 40-year-old man with over 21 years of service. He's now on administrative duty, which is standard. West Dallas Police Department is leading this investigation. Kim?
Steph, to follow that, we did ask Milwaukee police to release that video right away. They won't. The chief says they're going to follow their standard operating procedure. It says MPD will release video within 15 days of an officer-involved death. It could be before then. But first, the department policy means they'll invite the family of Elijah Wilks to see it within 48 hours. Tonight, we are hearing from people who know him and from the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, who they say visited the injured officer in the hospital.
I saw him personally. He has injuries to his face. There was blood in his face. So my officer did what he was trained to do. He defended himself and then stopped the threat.
They're not telling the truth. That story they posted is not the truth. Quiet, not the truth at all. It's not the truth at all. Nobody got pissed through it. Whatever injuries he had, whatever injuries that man had, it did not come from Elijah. They were already so many feet away from each other.
The police union says the officer is now out of the hospital. We asked both MPD and the union for a photo of the injuries. Neither shared one.
And you hear what the reporter just ended that clip with. We asked the police association and the police for a photo of those injuries. Neither shared one. And this news reporter, that black lady, they say that the officer was struck with the gun. So she is not believing of it too. Once again, look at this picture right here. This is after he shot Elijah. This is photo from the scene. No injuries he looked like. There's no injuries that appear to me or to you. Y'all let me know in the comments. But what's most as well is they say that he was rear-ended. So what? When you're rear-ended, who's going to step out with aggression? Probably the officer. Probably the officer is going to step out with aggression, his gun in tow, and then there may or may not have been a struggle. Once again, the young lady said there was no struggle. But this is the narrative that they're framing. This black police chief, you're going to hear him get caught in not being able to lie. And so then he tries to deflect. But before that one, I'm going to show you this final clip with the conflicting stories, as they say.
Ask Milwaukee Police to release the video right away. They won't.
It is, Paul, all part of the 15-day rule, as Ashley mentioned there. Jason Helvey explains why there's a waiting period at all.
Mary, the police chief says they're going to follow their standard operating procedure, and that lays out the timeline here. The video must be released within 15 days. Again, within 15 days, so it could be released sooner. But first, the policy is that the department will let the family of the person who was killed, Elijah Wilks, see the video within 48 hours. For now, both sides have conflicting stories. People who knew Elijah Wilks, and then there's the president of the Milwaukee Police Association. He says he visited the injured officer in the hospital.
My officer was going to die. I saw him personally. He has injuries to his face. There was blood in his face. So my officer did what he was trained to do. He defended himself and then stopped the threat.
He did not pistol whip nobody. It all happened so fast. Whatever injuries that man have, it did not come from Elijah. They were already so many feet away from each other.
All right, and there you hear her say it again. Whatever injuries the man had, it didn't come from Elijah. Now, one clip even admitted there's video footage. We don't know where that video footage came from or what's on it. Now, they won't show the video footage now. They're going to wait 15 days, and we've all seen how they do these videos. They stop them, they clip them up, they circle stuff, they edit them before they bring them to the public. That the family is going to have 48 hours to see them. So we're going to see in 15 days what that video shows. But I want you to take one last listen to this Sambo police chief, I hate to say it, and how he once again tries to switch the narrative when asked a serious question about this so-called exchange of gunfire. Just watch.
Today, at approximately 8:25 a.m., an off-duty Milwaukee police officer was involved in a minor vehicle accident on the 4800 block of West Mill Road while on his way to work. Both drivers pulled over and exited their vehicles. As they were assessing the accident, the driver of the other vehicle approached the off-duty officer and pulled a firearm. That subject proceeded to strike the off-duty officer in the face with his firearm. The off-duty officer drew his department-issued firearm, and the two individuals exchanged gunfire, and the subject was struck. The subject, a 26-year-old male, was pronounced deceased at the scene. No one else was struck by the gunfire. The officer was conveyed to the hospital for treatment of injuries sustained during the incident. That officer who discharged his duty weapon during this incident is a 40-year-old male with over 21 years of service. The officer will be placed on administrative duty as is routine in the officer-involved shooting investigations. The Milwaukee Area Investigative Team will be investigating this incident. The West Allis Police Department is the leading agency. Video of this incident will be released in accordance with Standard Operating Procedure 575. This is a fluid and ongoing investigation. Questions?
Chief, describe that moment. They both get out of the car. According to you, the man pistol whips the officer, and then the man fires a shot at the officer?
So, and to clarify some with the comments here, there is a lot of stuff going on in social media right now, and I want to ask the public to very much have patience in regards to this process. As I just said, there will be a video that released this particular situation. Now, I'm not going to go into too much of the details, but during the time when the officer who was off duty was assessing the situation, he was struck in the mouth and that's when there had gunfire exchange between the two of them. This was a moment where they were just looking at a minor vehicle accident. And this is a story that happens too often in our community here. How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation? Unacceptable. We have to.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because he neglects the question and then goes into a lecture. This is amazing.
Be better than this. There is no place for violence for these particular type of minor or even just argumentative disputes. So yes, during that incident, there was gunfire exchange
From both parties?
Absolutely.
Who shot first?
It's still going on in regards to figuring out in regards to how this all unfolded. This is still a fluid investigation. But there was.
You hear him say who shot first? We can't tell. We're still trying to figure it out. So you got the video, so you already know who shot first. If Elijah even had a weapon.
Shots exchanged between both parties.
You recovered a gun on scene?
There was a firearm recovered. There was a gun, yes.
You mentioned video. The officer, I believe, was in plainclothes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
He didn't have a body camera on. What video do you have?
We have video. It'll be released according to
another deflection
procedures that we have there. But there is video, very clear video of this incident.
Any plans to release it sooner, given the temperature 5 blocks from where we stand?
So again, let me clarify how this process works. We have a process that we work with the Fire and Police Commission about how things are released. All
right, okay. I'm gonna just stop it right there, man, because I can't in good conscience and good sanity keep listening to this guy. He's reading from a script. He's been told what to say. They have developed the narrative that the officer was attacked. Like he said, well, as the officer was assessing the situation, he was struck in the face with the gun, right? So that means there's no argument. The officer just assessing the situation, looking at the car, and this black man just comes up and smacks the officer in the face with the gun, and you expect me to believe that? Nah, that's not acceptable. So this whole narrative, this police narrative that they do every time they kill somebody black, the playbook is getting old. It's getting very old, and that police association guy who was talking about, I saw the officer. I saw he had injuries. My officer was going to die. And they put extra sauce on it, and then they keep saying, well, he was a 40-year-old with 21 years of service. And this is him right here. What service has he done? Big as he is, it looks like he just drinks a lot of beers and eats a lot of donuts. He can't serve nothing. He can't help nobody. He can't run and chase nobody. What are we doing here? And there is no injuries to that man's face. None whatsoever. You don't see any blood like that guy was saying. You don't see any of that. And so this definitely looks like a cover-up. We all know the violence that police have traditionally, publicly, and privately. As I mentioned before, police officers have the highest rate of domestic violence, of anger issues, of all of those things. So you mean to tell me this off-duty officer who was dressed like that was rear-ended and just got out the car and just, hey, how you doing? And then he just got struck in the face with a gun. I think he probably was the aggressor, and the young man probably defended himself, and then the officer shot him. And if he did have a gun, he probably tried to shoot back because the police chief wouldn't even admit who shot first. And so rest in peace to Elijah Wilks. If y'all are watching from Milwaukee, y'all see the number 919-587-7782. If you have any information considering this event, please feel free to reach out to me so we can put the real truth out there. There was a video of somebody riding by, had the young brother laid out on the scene. I would not play that out of respect for the family. But, if anybody has information about this so we can put the real truth out there, y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. I thank y'all for liking, watching, commenting, and sharing these videos. And if you have not subscribed, please do so, which helps this channel continue to grow. But once again, I thank y'all for watching. As always, peace and blessings. says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long.